Hi, everybody. I'm Lori H. Schwartz, and I'm so excited to bring you more information about NAB and our show floor tours this year. It's 2024, and we are so excited to bring you back to the floor at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And today I have with us our fabulous guide, his second year of doing a data tour. It's called the Data Gets Smarter Tour. And I want to introduce you to the fabulous Brendan Moore, who is the host and producer of the Black Futurist podcast, documentaries, and educational television programs. The Black Futurist is coming at you. You can find him all over LinkedIn. And this is Brendan's second year of coming back to do this particular tour. So I'm so excited to have you. So Brendan, tell us, what was your experience like last year? And what do you think we're going to experience this year?
I'm so looking forward to year 2 doing NAB data tours. It's so funny that you say data and I say data. We mean the same thing. It's wonderful. But there's two kind of main pillars in data when it comes to NAB. So on one hand, we're talking about data like customer data in the production process, as well as predictive data about what's moving our customers, what are they responding to, and where can we predictively get in front of them. But then there's also data in the media production process, like metadata. How do we use AI and other technologies to save ourselves some time and effort and get the same incredible or more results using technology? I found it to be fascinating last year what's possible, and I'm looking forward to seeing and sharing how those trends are growing and what we're going to see in business intelligence as well as the production process.
What did you find in terms of the people that joined your tour last year? Like, what was their experience? Because I know you had some tremendous feedback. In fact, we had some stalkers post the show, posting how much they loved your tours. But tell us what the experience was afterwards, what people felt the tours did for them.
Yeah, I think that what the tours always do is let people understand how the iteration that we're seeing in any particular year is different from what we saw last year, in what ways they're different, and also allow us to kind of predict ahead what's coming next. There's always the conversation of what are we seeing and what are we not seeing and why. And so we do a lot of storytelling around in any technology show. We do a lot of storytelling around those ideas. What's important this year? What is everyone focusing on? And why are we focusing on those? So last year in particular, we talk about the data tour. The thing about that was we have such a diversity of backgrounds of attendees that we really take some time before we even hit the show floor just to figure out what are everyone's needs, what are the needs of their organization, and what are we looking to learn this year? And it really helps us to figure out what we need to see. And one of the really fantastic things that happens on that tour in particular is you always get this cross-pollination of knowledge, and people end up working together after the show, after the tour, because they find out, what does the other guy do? What does she do? How does that help inform my needs and my business process? And it's a big outcome. Aside from just the learning of the tech that we're seeing, there's the learning of who we're meeting along the way. It's a big deal.
I love that. So the tour becomes almost a sort of business meeting, a working, living business meeting where people exchange ideas. They should definitely give you a percentage of whatever business happens.
But we're building community and relationships along the way, because what we know is that we've got a lot of square footage in conference space at NAB show. And so sometimes we're, the things that we need to see, there may be journey between those, but that's not wasted time. That's valuable time that we get to talk to one another, to build off of what did we just see, and how is this person whose background is U.S. military seeing that and digesting that versus another person who may be, very heavy in the video production process for a private venture. It's a big deal.
Oh, I love that. I love that, because that's all the pieces of the puzzle. And this year, the North Hall is going to be being renovated. So, and the South Hall has reopened up, which is very exciting.
That's nice.
So we're going to be covering West Hall, Central Hall, South Hall. It is going to be a bit of walking, but at the same time, there's going to be lots of players. What do you think will be one of the big surprises this year? And I think we all kind of know the big two letters that have been hanging over us, but
We might see something about more uses of AI, maybe, possibly. But we saw a lot of that last year. I really enjoyed last year. I don't want to say any particular vendors' names out loud, but there were some really fascinating and already in use applications of AI in the media production pipeline that we saw last year that was super exciting. So I'm excited to see how that has spread across the showroom floor, because as these technologies become more ubiquitous, then a company that makes cameras versus a company that is a cloud computing company are going to use that technology in different ways, but now it's a tool that everybody gets to use. I'm really looking forward to seeing how, especially like when we're talking about metadata and how that's applied in video production pipeline versus and how it's indexing each and every frame of audio or video that we're using to make search so much easier, so that we can compile and create new creations easier. It was something that was definitely there last year, but I expect to see it widespread. And what does someone do with that once it hits their organization and their company? What are we going to see on exhibit? Definitely
I
looking
love
forward.
that. I love that. And so people can sign up for the tours when they're registering for the NAB show. We're offering all our tours twice a day. And so again, you can see Mr. B, as I call him, because I always mess up his name. But Mr. Moore will be leading the Data Gets Smarter tour, and you can register for that on the NAB show site with your registration. And there's just so much that comes out of being on a tour, as you said, where people do end up going back to, right, to the floor afterwards. Have you found that happening a lot, that people
All
go
the
back?
time. And the thing isn't, the second time that you go back, you're going back informed. You're going back having seen, you get a geographic idea of how the floor is set up. You get an idea of what are the vendors showing that I want to go back and do a deeper dive into. So it really is a tour where you'll get information that will empower you to go get even more out of the entire conference. And I get there super early, so I'm meeting everybody that you need to meet and making sure that once I understand what participants want to see, need to see, that I'm able to really kind of prescriptively set you up for success. I really love doing these tours, and I'm really looking forward to doing the data tour this year at NAB.
I love it. And one of the best things I think about your tours really is you invite your attendees on a hypothesis of what they're going to discover on the tour, and you all solve it together.
That's right.
And I think that's really exciting. All right, everybody, well, definitely look at the site, get your registration going. We are on the road to the NAB show 2024. Check out the Data Get Smarter tour with the Black Futurist, and you can find Brendan all over LinkedIn. Check out the Black Futurist podcast, documentaries, educational TV, all sorts of great things. He is a voice of the future, so check him out, and the present at the NAB show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.